All right. Are you ready?
Ready as ever be, so let's do it.
Ready, Freddy. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. You know what today is? It is May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day. And today I'm joined here with Gunnar.
What's up, everybody?
And we will be talking about the Clone Wars episode, the final Clone Wars episode that aired today. And we're just going to be giving our review and our thoughts of the episode. So I hope you guys enjoy this little podcast. But let's get started.
Awesome.
Okay. So I don't know if like in the beginning of the episode how you noticed where the music had already started off very kind of like
Dramatic.
very dramatic to like set the tone for the episode where it was kind of like sinister-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like a cool thing to hear, mainly because like we already know what's gonna happen, like what's gonna go
Right.
down.
No, definitely. I really liked that. They definitely set the tone for the episode, like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like prepare you for what's next. It was different from like all the other Star Wars episodes, especially animated series, because it's just that music and the way it was brought into.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then from that point, that's when Ahsoka was with Rex, and Rex was like already telling her, you know, like we could kill them, but Ahsoka said like, no, we shouldn't kill them because it isn't like the right thing to do. So I thought that was really cool to kind of like hear from Ahsoka because she's still pure at heart, even though, you know, if she was like a Jedi and had a different mindset, she would probably kill them. But since she's not a Jedi and like learned from like the sisters, those stupid episodes.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk about.
Talk about it. That's what we're here for.
Because honestly, those episodes were just like such fluff pieces, and I really like.
Yeah.
Not hated, but I really disliked those episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand they were honestly just kind of like a plot convenience because of like A and B led her to this planet where she met up with the Mandalorians again.
Yeah.
Like they were just there to set up that meeting for happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess to show that Ahsoka is a good person and that she's not selfish and she cares about other people and wants to look out for them even if she barely knows them.
Yeah.
But like they were so like useless and unhelpful and annoying and just like everything negative. I really didn't like them, and I was like, I've never seen them in anything else, so they were just like complete side characters for like that part of the show. Am I correct?
Yes.
They're not like connected to anything else, are they?
No, like
yeah, it was bad.
I honestly wish that they didn't have the whole sister episode. Like I get it, they're trying to show like a different character development for Ahsoka, but like if they would have kept the sister episode, they should have done it for probably like 1 or 2 episodes to get it all over with, because 4 episodes felt really repetitive. Because I remember watching it, they get in the cell and they're already like basically in jail. The next one, they get out and they go back in. So I was just thinking, this feels so repetitive, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know, it was just kind of like, it should have been cut down, but then the season would have been shorter. So I don't know if they were trying to like not like avoid Game of Thrones where they made the season really short.
Yeah.
But it was just really unnecessary. I enjoyed the beginning of it because for me, like the Clone Wars, like that's personally my favorite kind of era in Star Wars history, if you want to call it. Because for me, I think the clones are really fun, and it's an anthology, and there's a lot of hidden stories in there, canon or not, that are just really enjoyable to like watch or read about or like listen. So.
Like how Jar Jar had a love interest. Like, that was crazy.
Wait, really? Oh,
yeah.
I did not know about that. No.
I think it was season 5 or season 6 when he had a love interest. It was like a queen that looked like a duck. Well, maybe
it's been
like
a while since I watched the season.
Yeah, maybe Jar Jar's race. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like they could have done a little bit more if the sisters episodes weren't there. I feel like there would have been more action with maybe Obi-Wan or Mace Windu and Yoda coming into the picture before they, you know, disappear and die.
Because there's not much like for me, like basing off like my like prior knowledge, which is the prequels, the trilogy, this show, The Mandalorian, like in regards to like Yoda, like I don't really know how he like quote unquote disappears into like, that marsh wasteland where he trains Luke like later on.
Yeah.
And like it would have been good to see kind of like Obi-Wan and if he had sensed what was coming. Like they said they sensed the disturbance, but it would have been cool to see in certain episodes, like say if there was a episode about Mace Windu, like just kind of like where he sensed it along the way, if he was like on a mission. But like they didn't go into that at all, and I felt like that would have been great to provide more context and more background about the council and if they each individually felt something going through the Chancellor and Anakin. But
yeah, because I agree with you with the Mace Windu on that because I know in Revenge of the Sith, Mace Windu and Anakin kind of had like a little, like you sensed that something was off between them. So I was really hoping that they were going to pull out a Mace Windu episode and maybe have Yoda in it with like Yoda saying what he's sensing, because when he was on what was that planet? The one with the Wookiees, because what about the Attack of the Wookiees or whatever? That planet, because he sensed it there, that Anakin was slashing and gashing all over the younglings.
Yeah.
So, actually, no. In Attack of the Clones, the movie, Yoda had his own meditation moment where he was like already hearing the future and seeing the future. I don't know if you remember that.
I'm not a big fan of the prequels like most people, so I try to stay especially away from Attack of the Clones. Like,
dang.
It's definitely not the best one. You're definitely more the expert on that kind of stuff. I'm just more recent with the original trilogy and the newer ones, which I'm not also a big fan of either. But that's for a different day.
Yeah, it happens. All right, to continue with the episode, so when Darth Maul, when he, Ahsoka helped him escape, and so while he was escaping, he was already destroying the gravitational something.
He destroyed the hyperdrives.
Yeah, there we go. And the scene where the ship, you just see it come out of light speed, and it's just like all slow moving.
Yeah.
And you just see all the parts like slowly flying out. I thought that scene was so like cinematic. It was so amazing to look at. I remember I was just sitting there, I was just like, man, that looks awesome. It kind of reminded me of the scene of Last Jedi when that one lady went light speed through.
Oh my god, that was
that ship.
Yeah, that's the highlight for me and for that movie, when she cuts to the ship and it's pure silence. And it's just I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a great scene. I don't remember the character's name, but I know she sacrificed herself, and she kind of came out of like nowhere. I know she's like a famous actress, but
probably for the monies or something. I don't
know. Darth Maul is brutal,
dude.
Like, he eviscerated those clones, like no problem.
Did it remind you of Rogue One when Darth Vader was coming through?
Yes, but
that's
it with his own style, because he didn't have a lightsaber. He was solely using like his abilities, his force powers, his strength. Like it was crazy.
He was dodging the bullets too, like the lasers.
Yeah, lasers.
I thought that was just amazing, because I think it was this episode he was dodging.
I was waiting for him to like stop one, because like you know how Kylo
he
does that?
Stops it.
Yeah. I don't know what other Sith can do that, but I was waiting for like maybe somebody else who had that ability to like see that in action.
Yeah, man. Oh, that would have been awesome. Now that you're bringing that up, goodness gracious. But on the scene where Ahsoka's like, I have a good plan, because like all the clones are already down on the bottom with the ship right there getting ready to leave. Yeah, and I was just thinking, like, holy crap, how are they going to get through all of that? And when she said she had a plan, and then, like, she goes and Rex is already saying that we shouldn't kill her because she's technically not a Jedi. Right, I thought, okay, so this might work. It didn't work.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think the best part, I just think in general, of like character-wise for Ahsoka, is her, like, a good personality, but she's also intelligent. But I think, like, for her, in comparison to other main Jedi characters, they show, like, her energy. You know what I mean? Like, she like gets tired over time and, like, is not perfect. Like, there's a reason why, like, she's a great Jedi, but she's not all the way there because she left early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They make all the Jedi look like invincible, but I feel like with her, they show more like the vulnerable side and how
Yeah.
like it is possible for the clones to defeat the Jedi's. Because it seems like when you think about it, it's like, okay, it's not possible because Jedi's are like masters of the Force and wielding this incredible weapon, and clones are just replicas of themselves and they just win by numbers. But it's that constant like battery of assault that like gets them.
Yeah, and it actually showed in this episode because there was many times where Ahsoka had to be helped from the droids, which I thought was awesome that the three droids were helping her. I thought that was cool. But there was honestly moments where I thought, like, man, she might get shot probably twice or something. And
no, she did. She got shot up a little bit, but just like
it was
kind
like
of
on
scrapes.
her shoulder, right?
Yeah, along the arms and stuff like that.
Yeah, and once I saw that, I was just like, oh man, like something. One of the droids needs to do something, but it's cool how they like drop the clones in the
the
hangar.
platforms, yeah, that was really neat. That was a good like tactic. I had no idea that was coming either.
Yeah,
like
I thought that was awesome.
Like that was even movable at all.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing her in the Mandalorian. Kind of like what role she plays.
I really hope so. And I was actually reading an article yesterday that people actually asked Dave about Rosario Dawson coming into Mandalorian, and in the interview he kind of is like staying away from the question.
Oh yeah, he's dodging it probably.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's dodging it because like there is something planned, most likely with Rosario, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, there's a big possibility that Ahsoka is probably going to be coming because they did say that there is going to be some surprises in the Mandalorian season 2. So yes.
So like I know we're bouncing around, but I guess I'll just start from the beginning. Like your overall kind of like expectations, perceptions of like the entire season. Like what did you think of it? Like first give me like maybe like a 1 out of 10 and then just kind of if you want to break it down.
All right, so from the whole season, counting the 4 episodes that were stupid, Rick, I would give it 8.5. Around
That's
there.
Fair. That's fair.
It's kind of even because the last 4 episodes. Wait, right?
It's a four-parter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last 4 episodes basically knocked out the 4 useless episodes of the sisters. Because all the 4 episodes that we had, like of the last ones, they felt very cinematic, very movie-like. The motion capture from Ray Park and another lady, I forgot her name, but that was just, it was so amazing that it was bringing back like the whole crazy good fighter that Darth Maul is. And I thought that was just the coolest thing that they could give us during this last season of the Clone Wars. It's a 8 out of 10. And then with the Bad Batch, I thought those episodes were cool because we got to see, the clones that were dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Right? Dysfunctional.
How are they dysfunctional? They're like the best ones.
Yeah.
They like complement off each other. Like they had like what 100% success rate in the missions.
Yeah.
That's why they get called over. How are those guys the Bad Batch if they succeed in everything and are like the perfect all-around team?
Or maybe they're the Bad Batch because they don't follow orders from.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking of just like, I see what you're saying. That's probably why. But I mean, like they just seem like perfect. But also, don't they have the inhibitor chip as well?
That's actually a good question.
Because they are clones at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Even though they look very different from like to your standard clone.
Or what if, since they're very different, what if they don't have that chip in their brain since they're the Bad Batch?
But Fives didn't have it, right? Because they removed it, did they not? Or no, he still has it.
Was Fives the one that they captured?
Fives they rescued from, because he was they were using this brain to get all the strategic battle information. That's why they kept losing. So they do. It was fives, right? I'm sure I thought it was fives, unless I'm tripping.
Wait, fives is the one that they captured with Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, they rescued him.
Oh,
and he has
okay.
like the robotic hand.
Okay, yeah. I don't think they got it out of his head unless they did. I'm not sure because they didn't say.
True.
But
it's interesting to see like there's so many like avenues of clones and like different side stories that make me wonder like what happened next with them.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, it's like what about Commander Wolf? Is it Commander or Captain?
I think it's Commander Wolf and Commander Gregor.
Yeah. How do they get the chips out?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and Commander Wolf was partnered with Plo Koon for most of the Clone Wars, the Jedi.
Plo Koon.
The Jedi. The one with the weird mask-looking face, and then...
Is he the one with the big head?
No, it's not that guy. He has that grayish mask, kind of like a filter over his face, and he's got like black eyes.
Gotcha.
He was a really good Jedi, but the thing is, he was also very compassionate about the clones too, similar to like Ahsoka and like Anakin and Kenobi are with their clones.
Yeah. Dang. Frick. Yeah, I wish there can be something that can, like, I don't know, maybe like another series with like Darth Maul or I don't know, because Darth Maul leaves. They never showed where he went. But in Rebels...
he comes again in Solo, doesn't he? Or is that not connected? Because of Han Solo at the end of that movie, he's alive.
Yeah, in Solo... he's alive. But in Rebels... Wait, have you seen Rebels?
I have not seen a single second of Rebels. I'm sorry.
Never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Because you need to watch... I don't want to...
I do. That's on Disney Plus, right? It should be, right?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. But I recommend it, dude. Like,
does it fill a lot of plot holes and questions?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Even with a couple of characters from Clone Wars.
Really? Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So, because Clone Wars, there was filler fluff episodes and then some informational episodes.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fluff episodes in Clone Wars.
And Rebels, it's like all information and new information. That's like mind-blowing. So
that's really
it's good, dude. I'm telling you. You need to watch it. And if you do, maybe we can talk about it more.
I'm down to do it. I'm enjoying this already. So
yeah, me too. So what are your overall thoughts about this season? Like what would you rate it and all that jazz?
I think even with like the sister episodes, I'm gonna be a little harsher and say a 7. Because I really think there could have been a better way to like connect Ahsoka with the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
I thought the beginning of the season was great. I love how Anakin and Kenobi, they're always like witty and funny and sarcastic and clever. And that's always stayed consistent throughout that Clone Wars show. I love Captain Rex, so having him in almost every episode in the beginning was awesome because he's like everybody's favorite clone. I don't know how it cannot be. Bad Batch, they were really good. I really enjoyed those episodes, just kind of like a different new thing that I didn't know about for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I said, Ahsoka had a lot of potential with the whole sistership episodes. I feel like it's just a big plot convenience to connect with the Mandalores. I thought the Mandalore City Raid was great. I thought it was really enjoyable. I think Darth Maul is a really good villain.
Heck
and
yeah.
he's not like a villain. He's just very like selfish and just wants to be like on top of the end. So he's kind of like, he knows how to work things to advantage, and he knows leverage, and he knows when to like kind of give up in certain instances. Like, because he was willing to partner with Ahsoka.
I thought that was cool.
It's not so linear, like saying, oh, I have to beat her and then get out. It's like she knows what's happening, and I think she was aware the whole time of what was going to happen to Anakin the more she found out. Yeah. So for him to offer kind of his hand was definitely more like twisted than I thought it was going to be. And then I really enjoyed the last very end. And for me, like the end, seeing like the cruiser go down and he has to bury Jesse and his brothers, and then it just kind of fast forwards out of nowhere, and then you see Darth Vader. I was like, oh, that's the way you end that. Dude. That was great. That was great. I really enjoyed it. Even though I gave it a 7, it was a very good season.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, especially to add along with that Darth Vader thing. Um, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a moment when Ahsoka's little owl was flying around, and or not Anakin, Vader looked up, and then while he was looking up, you can see like a little glance of his eye. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice any of that.
Oh,
What?
well, you could see his eye, but that was like it was once he found the saber, that's when
Yeah.
he saw the owl and he was looking up, but his eye looked normal. It didn't look like a glowish yellow or orange. It just looked like normal. And that was when
I literally did not see that.
and that's
Wow.
when once he like turned off his saber, that's probably when he was basically thinking like, okay, I've lost everything. There's no going back to the light. And like he's like already just thinking, I've lost everything. So
I did not notice that detail. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again.
yeah, I had to rewatch it too. Probably from I think where Darth Maul was already like killing everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That was I just like I love the rampage. He's like slices a guy's arms off to get the wrist
Dude,
comp
yeah.
and like slices people with the metal. I was like, this man is insane. I thought, if anything, because like I knew he was gonna survive based off of like later on in Solo. Like I know there's clues saying he was gonna get away, but I thought he was just gonna like split and not really cause all the destruction. He like took everything down by himself.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to watch.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I don't know if you noticed, but that arm thing when he like cut it off, didn't it remind you of the Mandalorian? Where in the first episode
and
he
the
was
trap
like,
door.
yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So maybe that was like a little, like a callback or something.
It's just crazy how like big Star Wars is as a whole, and how there's a lot of interwoven, connected things with different forms of medium. To like the big movies, to like the animated shows, to the live action shows, like The Mandalorian. Like everything's connected, but it's very twisted and like sometimes really confusing. But for me, it's always been entertaining.
Definitely. And what's it called? There was news today that the director Taika Waititi,
I think it's Taika Waititi.
Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, I was so off. Wow.
No, it's weird because he has a K, but it sounds like the rapper Tyga. Like I just say it like that because that's kind of how you pronounce it.
Gotcha.
He's a very interesting, funny guy.
No, yeah, he is, and
so he's doing the Star Wars movie, right?
Yeah, he's gonna direct the new movie. So I thought that was awesome. Mainly because like he's also like one of the directors for The Mandalorian as well. So I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is. In the beginning, I remember his name coming up in the credits. But then also, there's that female director who directed an episode of The Mandalorian, and that was one of my favorites. And she's directing the Kenobi series that's coming up.
Deborah Chow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That just reminded me of that side thing. I can't wait for her to see what she comes up with, Ewan McGregor, in that show.
Man, oh my god, it's gonna be 7 episodes, but like the way she handled episodes, because she did episode 3, which like all
that was my favorite.
Yeah, that was hands down an awesome episode. And I think she did episode 7 in Mandalorian.
I think she did. I know she did too, but that third one really like stuck out to me the most, and it was my favorite one for a while throughout the series until the end.
Yeah, it was.
And then
it was a crazy good episode.
And then they have the Mandalorian behind the scenes, kind of like to put content out for the Disney Plus during these crazy times, but also just for us to kind of experience that. And that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
How they made like these set pieces and how it looks so real and like so off-world. So I'm looking forward to that.
Heck yeah. Like this morning I was actually watching the behind the scenes episode and I just thought that was so cool. How they just basically work with everything and just like with a random screen that just like circles around, kind of like a half semicircle.
Yeah, I need to watch it because some of the effects are just insane, and I like how more of these shows are going more practical. Like obviously a lot of stuff is still like CGI animated.
Yeah.
But the more practical you can put into a show, the more realistic and more of a feel it gives. So.
And did you also hear how much Baby Yoda cost to like make?
No, I had no idea.
$1.5 million to make them.
I mean, they're gonna make all that money back with merchandise, anyways.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if that hype train keeps going, like they made a good chunk already with this
Mhm.
merchandise, but if it keeps going strong where people just like love him, that's gonna be
Yeah.
no problem.
Mhm.
The profit's gonna outweigh like whatever cost it took to make it. But that's insane. $1.5 million to make like I mean it's pretty real looking, so I'll give him credit for that.
Cause it's basically kind of like remote control where he can like move, like
Yeah.
kind of like real, like a I guess like a more like a puppeteer, like what they did with like the originals. They had a lot
hmm
of puppeteers,
hmm
so.
I mean it's one thing to make a BB-8, but to make something more lifelike and
Mhm.
more like not he doesn't show a lot of expression, but to make him move around more with his like little face, like I feel like that's
Yeah.
a much harder task.
Mhm. And
Oh.
especially with his ears, because I think with his ears, that's where you can tell his emotion
Yeah.
and
No, for
stuff.
sure.
But
So if going back to like Star Wars in like the last episode of the season,
mhm.
what was your favorite scene? Like just like maybe like 1 to 2 second scene, and then what do you think, if any, they're gonna do more episodes of it, or do you think that's just the like the close of the book, like the last chapter?
mm. So favorite scene of this season or overall?
I have a favorite scene from the episode, but if you have one from the season, like I'm just curious to kind of get your what you enjoyed the most about it.
For me, it was definitely when Darth Maul and Ahsoka were head on facing each other.
Yeah.
Um, because it was just constant like three fights. Because it was like one in the building, uh, one somewhere else, and then one like on the pillars on the top
Yeah,
of
and
the
those
building.
rafters, like
Yeah.
for whatever reason, they're like all the way up there. That was
Mhm.
really great.
Yeah,
That was really
that was my favorite scene. But honestly, I feel like this is probably like the close. So
yeah.
because I know that they're still working on other stuff to bring, and I hope that they do another season of Rebels because
hmm
the way it ended, you need to watch it still.
Yeah.
But the way it ended, like I feel like there could be a possibility for another final season of Rebels or something because Dave is working on this, and then he's working on the Mandalorian 2 and 3, right? Yeah, because they're in pre-production for season 3, but yeah,
Like I stretched thin. That's a stressful job.
I know,
I
man.
wouldn't want. I mean, I would, but I wouldn't at the same time.
Yeah, but I
No,
mean,
my favorite.
like,
Oh,
wait,
go ahead.
what?
My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
No, because I was just gonna say that in the end, like I'm sure like all that stress was gonna lead to like awesome rewards with like fans' reactions, but of course not with those 4 episodes.
That was really good. Really like well weighted and
Mm-hmm.
like well deserved. Like when they first announced it to now, I'm happy. For once, the Star Wars franchise has not left me disappointed for in a
Oh heck
while.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
My
Yep.
favorite like scene in that last episode, and it's really weird. Out of all like the crazy like drama like action pack going on, there's a slight moment where I think they get dropped down because they're in the maintenance level looking for a ship out of there because Maul
Mm-hmm.
took the other one. And there's a moment where Jesse and all the other troopers are getting up after being knocked down, and they cut over to Rex for like a quick second, and he just like sighs. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh
He just
yeah, yeah.
goes, and then like continues fighting, and it's just funny to me that this guy's just like so tired, and he just
Yeah.
like wants to be
Mm-hmm.
done. I don't know. It's weird that they like. For me, that's one thing I really notice, and I like even through all like it's supposed to be a dramatic episode, which it is,
Yeah.
but that they can put in like a little bit of the comedy into it
Mm-hmm.
before
Some
going back
humor.
to it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it kind of like shows like Rex is more of like a person, not just a soldier.
Yeah, exactly. And now, because you're bringing something up with this with Rex, and it like it popped one of the episodes of like my most favorite part was last week's episode when Rex got the news and he was pointing at Ahsoka and you can see him crying that he didn't want to shoot her because he
Yeah,
has his orders.
yeah,
But once he like pointed his gun at her, the Anakin Dark Deeds soundtrack started playing in the background, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Ahsoka was like already like fighting, going ham, and I was just thinking like, holy crap, they added the soundtrack, and I
Yeah.
was just I was crying at that part. Not gonna lie, I was crying because that song is so emotional itself, and then with Rex trying to kill Ahsoka makes it even more emotional since they've had a very, very big bond for
I mean, he's like
many
watched her
seasons.
basically grow up. When you
Yeah.
first like go back to the first season, she was like just like a kid, if you
Yeah.
really think about it.
Mhm.
Really young, and she's kind of gone through and experienced all these things with basically together, yeah, with Anakin, but he's also been there at her side.
Mhm.
He's more of like a buddy buddy companion, not so much like as a master.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see that when that final moment like happens, he just has to do it. And when you
Oh
bring
man.
up the like the Anakin soundtrack, the deed,
Mhm.
when they feel the disturbance in the force between Maul and Ahsoka, is that the original voices?
Yes, it was the original voices until at the very end Anakin says something, but it's oh yeah, the what have I done? That was
Yeah.
the Clone Wars guy,
Okay.
but all the rest was like the original
Yeah,
voices.
because I was like, that was really cool for me because they able to like rope that back in. I was like, that's crazy
Yeah.
because
No,
that was
yeah.
really good.
That part once Darth Maul was hearing it and Ahsoka was hearing it, I was just like, wow, this is it. And then she goes towards Rex, and then he turns around.
It's really good,
Emotional.
really good.
Yeah. They honestly, Dave wrote that in well. The one who directed that episode was like, thanks. Oh man. Yeah, that was a really good episode. I think today's episode and Friday's episode are like a big tie for like my favorite episodes of this season.
No,
So
for sure, for sure.
yeah.
Do you think like I know we mentioned like being a closed book? Do you think any spin-offs will be like produced based off the animated series, or are they just gonna kind of continue with the new avenues that they have kind of going on?
I think if they do something to like tie into what we just saw, I feel like it might be Darth Maul because he was saying something about Crimson Dawn in this season. Because I know in Rogue One, or not Rogue One, sorry, Han Solo, he was like the king of like
He's like some kingpin, basically. I don't. I remember.
yeah.
I know he's like at a crime syndicate, basically. He's like the kingpin of that. But I'm not. I don't really remember what the name of it was.
Yeah,
It's like been a
and
while since I've seen that movie. But I know he's like got his own underground black market kind of deal going.
yeah, because with the Pikes episode, you can like notice that Darth Maul is a big thing because the Pikes were like, they don't know how big this is because it's gonna like hurt us even more or something like that.
Right.
So that's kind of like the beginning of showing how strong Darth Maul is with like, I don't know. I guess like the kingpin, like what you said, like
But he's kind of
the
like
main dude.
he's like the feeder of the bottom feeders
Mm,
because he's never gonna be like Darth Sidious,
yeah.
and he knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's leveraging what he knows of the future to the best he can, and is kind of there to pick up the scraps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's kind of like he's not a henchman, but he's like that sub boss you play in a video game before
Gotcha,
going to the boss. That's how I look at him.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like if they do something, it'll probably be with Darth Maul to see like, frick, I can't say anything because you haven't watched Rebels.
You can spoil stuff. It's okay.
No.
I'm good with it.
No, I would rather have you watch it and be like,
That's true. And if you said something now, then people who haven't watched Rebels would also spoil for them too.
yeah.
So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that for the fans.
I don't want to do that to people.
You don't want to offend anybody and be all in the
Yeah.
comments, be like all mad.
Especially Sam, because Sam hasn't watched Rebels. So
Well, there's a couple of our friends who haven't watched Rebels yet. I haven't either. So
you need to watch it like after this podcast. Yes.
you know what? That's the first thing I was watching. Side note, I was watching Dave. If you know who Little Dicky is, he's a rapper. But now I have nothing else to watch after I watched his show. So I gotta pick up something. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to kind of like give you a heads up, season 1 is basically kind of like introducing the new characters to give
Right, sure.
their backstories of like all
Got
of
it.
them. And then season 2, that's when it starts picking up.
Perfect.
All the way until season 4. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I pretty much have kind of laid out everything I wanted to say for the season.
Yeah, me too.
The episode, expectations, future, anything that I felt like I needed to talk about. I've kind of laid it all out. I'm just looking forward to like what's next.
Yeah. I mean, like, I just hope that for the what's next, hopefully Mandalorian season 2, hopefully we get Ahsoka and Rex, because of how Dave on his Twitter banner, he has the picture of Ahsoka and Rex, like in the hi. I'm doing a podcast right now. Bye. I'll see you in a little bit. How he it's okay. How he has Ahsoka and Rex like on animals, like in the desert from what it looks like, and Rex still has his white beard.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, so
yeah, I've seen that clip. I've seen that clip.
So I hope there's something going on with that. If not Rex, hopefully Ahsoka. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring Ahsoka because they already know she's the most loved Jedi currently. Well, not Jedi.
The only Jedi left.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, what's left?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like after all that, like what I said, what you said, I think I said what I said.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. This is like a lot of fun, just like discuss it with somebody, because like I want to say all this stuff, but it's like I know my parents don't care.
Yeah. And plus, like, also during quarantine, it's nice to see a new face as well.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So.
Could not ignore.
Right. Yeah. But all right. But thank you for wanting to be part of this, of the podcast. So I really appreciate that.
Hopefully I come back, because this was a lot of fun. Like I said, I definitely want to do it again.
Yeah. And maybe I don't know, we can do like those Uno things that you were talking about. We can do like a Skype Uno or a Skype Cards Against Humanity.
I'm definitely down to stream some on my Twitch. I think it'd be really good idea just like all fours play Uno.
Dude, I'll be down.
Because it gets pretty competitive, and I'm a competitive person, so I think it'd be a lot of fun.
All right.
All right.
I agree. I agree. But all right, I'll see you next time, Gunnar.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye. All right, guys, so that was the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast on GLiiDeR TV. And just to do a little shout out, Gunnar's Twitch is Gunnar Escamilla, so GUNNARESCAMILLA. And so I will link that down in the bottom in the description below, so that you guys, if you want to watch them on there, because we might be streaming some Uno like he was saying, or maybe some Cards Against Humanity as well. So, all right, guys, thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and deuces.